I genuinely could not believe my ears when I heard this clip. But this is Foreign Secretary David Lammy speaking on James O'Brien's Full Disclosure podcast on LBC. He is talking about his appointment as Foreign Secretary. Let's have a listen.
I have, up until relatively recently, had imposter syndrome at nearly every critical stage of my life. It's always been there. There's always been a moment at every single stage. Becoming a parliamentarian,
Yes.
Stepping out into Tottenham after the riots. I had a panic before I stood up and did the Windrush speech. Every single moment I can look back, getting married, and there's a sort of imposter syndrome. Can you? Is this me? Can I do this? Can I carry this off? I literally walked into number 10. The Prime Minister asked me to be Foreign Secretary. I walked into the Foreign Office, and I'm going to get emotional again. And something just fell off my shoulders. I had arrived, and there was a powerful sense that I'm the right guy in the right job at the right time to do this, and a certain kind of innate confidence in my ability to do this that has carried me through and continues to this day.
Absolute barefaced cheek of this guy to claim that he is the right guy for the job whilst continuing to refuse to sanction Israel over their genocide in Gaza, bending over backwards for Donald Trump. Mate, you better go and find your imposter syndrome. And I'm going to be fair. I genuinely thought, before he became Foreign Secretary, he was one of the less bad people in the Labour Party. I had seen some encouraging things that he had said previously. I thought that he was somebody who believed in progressivism and internationalism. But of course, ever since he's been Foreign Secretary, all he has been is a spineless loser, bending over backwards to appease the Israeli lobby, to appease the Trump campaign, to appease anybody he thinks that will be able to increase his social standing, as commitment to imperialism and Atlanticism, whilst shamelessly trying to market himself as a quote-unquote progressive realist, standing up in the UN saying things against Russia, whilst being the same guy that will still allow us to send spy flights over Gaza from RAF Akrotiri. Or will he do some virtue signalling by sanctioning Daniela Weiss or a couple of Israeli MKs? Yet that's it. That's all that he'll do, whilst continuing to bat off genuinely reasonable statements in the Commons from people like Kit Malthouse saying, are you not worried about going to The Hague, and saying it's demeaning the position. No, that is exactly what you should be worried of, David. You should be worried about ending up at The Hague, given what you've done to make us complicit in the genocide in Gaza, taking over from where David Cameron left off. Insane to me that he can still parrot himself as being the right guy to be Foreign Secretary, given what he's done, what he's allowed himself to become, right? I was going to prepare a whole angry monologue about this, and then I realised I already had one. I spoke to Novara Media a few months back about David Lammy's year of shame as Foreign Secretary, which I'm going to attach here so you can relive it in all its full glory. And is there anyone who's a better example of the lack of principles in our elected politicians than David Lammy, the most unprincipled sellsword in British politics, who cannot find a single principle and stick to it? He cannot have an ideological position that he will hold dear, or indeed any kind of morality or ethics as a position that he holds dear to himself. He will sell these. He will give these positions up, regardless of where that might leave him, politically or internationally, if it means it thinks that he will help his own political career, as far as I'm concerned, from everything that I've seen from him thus far. But if you go back, right, you go back to 2018, during the Great March of Return, he was very vociferous in saying that these were massacres of Palestinians by the Israeli government, by the IDF. He explicitly tweeted out, calling them massacres, and he was right to do so. He can't use that same terminology right now. They died, they've lost their lives. No, they were massacred by Israel, and they were massacred back then too. He even said to Theresa May at the time that it would be bending the knee to Trump and to hold his hand metaphorically, like she did physically when she met Trump at the White House. And that was very vociferous language towards Donald Trump. Good, that's what we like to see, vociferous language towards Trump and in defense of the Palestinian people. Yet, now he is currently the foreign secretary. Suddenly, when it comes to Israel, of course, he's been very much happy to continue to give them the quote-unquote benefit of the doubt, even though it's something that shouldn't be given to them at all, given what we've seen on our own phones and the things that they have done over the last 15 months. And when it comes to Donald Trump, suddenly he's turned on a dime. Trump was very nice to me. He bought me 2 dinners, he was saying in an interview to Shahab Khan at ITV. To which, of course, the response was, well, you'll change your mind over a political leader if they buy you dinner? This man is staggeringly unprincipled. It just beggars belief watching this man switch positions. And also very interesting to see, he was a member of Labour Friends of Palestine right up until 2019. Suddenly, it's actually, we've got the sensible grown-ups in charge of the Labour Party. Well, I can't look too pro-Palestine now, can I? So immediately is not a member throughout the 2019 to 2024 Parliament, when he's looking to angle towards a position within the shadow cabinet for people like Keir Starmer. And suddenly now he's foreign secretary. There's Israeli lobbyist money on the line, potentially, should he change his position and be more friendly with Israel and have meetings with the Israeli ambassador, who, as people know, I have a very low opinion of, who've watched this channel for quite a long time. I should be angry. I should continue to be angry at him. And I think you can probably get the anger is still there in my voice. But at this point, I have 0% surprise. I do not expect this man to hold a single position and stick to it, because he has clearly shown, as has been evidenced over the last 15 months, that he will never hold any principal positions. And all that matters to him, as far as I can see, in my personal opinion from the actions that he's taken, that fundamentally is the case. This political career is more important to him than the rule of law, than human life of the people in Palestine, for example, over his potential favour that he can curry with people who are pro-Israel, which, to be fair, are vanishingly small in this society. But people keep trying to say, well, they have to say these things, otherwise it can be politically damaging for them as a political party within Labour, Lammy and Keir Starmer alike. They have to toe the pro-Israel line, otherwise it could be politically damaging for them. Well, we've covered it over and over and over and over again on this channel. The people in the UK are not pro-Israel. They are pro-Palestine. The sympathies, Palestine win or either side wins, much more about people who are sympathetic to specifically Israel. The British public has massively been in support of the arms embargo, a total arms embargo, not this wishy-washy 10% nonsense that we've gotten from David Lammy in the past 7 months. And they have been pro-sanctions on Israeli war criminals. Not just the pro-Palestine people that, like we are over here on the left, who've been vociferously pro-Palestine, have wanted him to support, but now the British public, in plurality, and in majority in most cases, now supports as well. And the only thing that fills that gap, that bridges that divide between public opinion and his actions, is that there are other interests at play, whether it's political careerism or the interests of the Labour Party and their lobby at large. Hey there, if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you like and leave a comment. That helps the video out in the algorithm. If you subscribe and ring the bell, it'll let you know when I go live. I stream every day on YouTube and Twitch. You can also follow all of my socials down in the description. And if you want to support me in a more financial manner, there's a join button for membership to just 99p to be a member on YouTube, as well as a Patreon, and there's some merch there as well. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.